Hey everyone, JT here. I just want to bring up something that, I'm seeing a lot of here in America. I know I used to be a Democrat. I'm not anymore. But Democrats, they seem to love to create chaos. And then what they'll do is then they'll use that chaos to push more laws into play, which will then come back to hurt our rights as Americans. So, the justice system, going after Trump, they're going after that. Free speech, right? That's been one that's on the level now. And now we got these protests using the free speech. Now, if you remember, January 6th protest was an absolute outrage, correct? Well, now all of a sudden here we have more protests growing with the Gaza and the pro-Hamas protests happening at all of our universities. Now my theory is that these protests are going to be kind of looked at like, oh, we have to make sure there's a law in place so these people can't gather and come together as one. And just in time for that law to be in place, right toward the election, right? So say the election comes, say they take the election again, Biden wins again, okay? If Biden wins again, I think we can all assume that he had to have cheated. And so based on that, Americans could very likely protest and erupt, okay? But now this law that could possibly be in play because of the protest for pro-Hamas, now all of a sudden they can send in the National Guard and federal forces to arrest all the Trump supporters, all of them, hem them up, boom, that'll be like the final nail on the coffin, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I think is happening.
Manoush Shafiq to resign are growing louder and louder after she surrendered her campus to pro-terrorist agitators, making life utter hell for Jewish students, giving the protesters another 48 hours to dismantle their anti-Israel tent city. Jewish Columbia students have been fearing for their safety as they've endured slogans.
We are Hamas. Look at that.
Hamas.
We are Hamas.
And it's only getting worse. So far, 8,000.
This is how terrorism starts, America. How many of these people came across our border illegally? That's what I want to know. Because I heard that a lot of these people are not even at school. They're not even attending schools. So what are they doing there? And why are we putting up with this? They're burning our flag in our face. Meanwhile, Biden's talking about transphobia and Islamophobia.
At two separate events.
But yet we have all these people burning American flags, living here, going to our schools, living freely in our country, living out the wonderful Constitution we have created. They're able to protest their free speech, and yet America's so evil, right? America's so evil. Well, then why don't you go back home? Go back. Why don't you go to Iran since you love Hamas so much? You know what? Better yet, I'll pay for your ticket to go. I will pay for your plane ticket and to have you dropped off. You don't even have to go to Palestine, but I'll take you to the next town over, which is, probably safer there, and drop you off so you can just, join Hamas right there, and see how they treat you, So I'm so tired of these people coming over here, obviously foreigners, they hate America. So they're over here getting the grace and the benefiting from our wonderful schools and our wonderful ability to set people up with great jobs through education and this great country that we inherited and our great ancestors made and created the Constitution so everyone can have their free speech and live freely. But now they're burning our flag. This is now terror. They're claiming to be terrorists, okay? So my only fear of this, because there's always some plan the Democrats have, is now they're going to be, we need to make sure there's a law in place so protesters can't be doing this type of stuff. And, another attack, another law, just in time for when Trump and the election comes around, just in case the Trump supporters start gathering, then they can just go in and just start hemming people up, man. Arrested. final, almost like you want to call it the final phase of the get rid of all the Trump supporters, lock as many up as you can, replace them with all the newly arrived 22 million people that crossed our border, jumped our fences, ripped our freaking fence down, cut it open, and just ran into our city, or the 4 million gotaways that, ran from Border Patrol. Why would you run from free stuff? Okay, that's what I'm afraid of. The 4 million that purposely got away from Border Patrol, okay? Why would you not run to free things? Okay? We already have 200 known terrorists in our country right now. Known. Okay? And they're in our country, in our cities, okay? So this is crazy, okay? This is what they do to take away things, just like the guns. They'll glorify like all these shootings and stuff, like, oh, shooting here, shooting there, and then that way they'll say, hey, this is why we need guns off the street, to take away your guns. Meanwhile, just them knowing that this person can legally have a gun, that's what saves America. That's why people, will think twice about coming into our country and doing anything, is because they don't know if we have a gun or not. Okay? But you take away everybody's gun, now all of a sudden, the powerful get to decide who dominates who. Okay? And that's not what America was designed for. America was designed to have their citizens in arms in case of something where government takes over, which is what's happening. Biden is the dictator, not Trump. Everything Biden's doing is hurting us. Everything Biden does is for China and Iran. They become rich, we become poor. And it's no coincidence that now we have pro-Iranian protests able to do whatever they want, crash into schools. But January 6th, oh, that was just horrendous, right? Okay, yeah. So I'm not buying it anymore, Mr. Biden. Trump 2024, everyone. Have a great day.